Hi guys, Camilla here, and welcome to episode 2 of the Love Nikki podcast. All right, sorry about the delay. Yesterday I was having problems with my kiddos. School just started back, and we're doing homeschooling for the first 2 weeks, and then they go to actual school because of all this corona mess. So I apologize for that. They were having a hard time focusing, so Mom had to give them a little push. Anyway, so again, sorry about that. But we're on track now, and let's get this party started. If you can hear, I'm playing Love Nikki original soundtrack. It's chapter 15. The music from chapter 15. If you can hear it, great. If not, maybe put your phone a little closer to your ear. No, I'm playing. Anyway, so before we get started, I want to say I do not own the rights to any sound or any music you hear during this podcast. And any name that I have mentioned or am going to mention, I have permission from that said person. So get that out of the way. So let's go right into it. We're gonna go into the Love Nikki comp theme, which is Dear Dear, which just started today. I'm gonna tell you guys a little something. Marvelous Maribel, our comp editor, she is just awesome. This is her third time to rewrite the comp theme edit for me, because the first time it was supposed to have been, I don't even remember. I didn't write it down. But then the last one was the paintballer, and then now. So yeah, you guys, I would love for you to give her a shout out. Tell her how awesome she is for doing this for me. If you're listening, I'm so sorry, but we're gonna get it together. So anyway, so now the new theme is not oh dear, I'm sorry, is Dear Dear. So you got questions and we got a podcast to answer them. How about that? Oh dear, it's Dear Dear. The theme comp for this season is 8:25 to 8:29. And no, this is not a reindeer, but a sweet deer, my dears. Ooh. Reminds me of Wizard of Oz. Didn't she call Dorothy my dear? Or is it my pretty? Yeah, I think it's my pretty. I messed that all up. Anyway, so fun facts about the words dear and dear. They sound the same, but they have different meanings and spellings. So why do dear sound the same, even though they are completely different words? Well, at least they got a little creative with this. Thank you, devs. Woohoo! So, meanings. The simple answer for dear versus dear are: meaning. Each of two or more words have the same pronunciation. I can't pronounce anything today. But different meanings, origins, or spelling. Dear means highly valued, precious. And then, that one was DEAR. Now the DEER is a hoofed grazing animal with antlers. Now with that in mind, the suits Queen of Dear Elf and Dear Elf, I think, will be the highly used suits or pieces to that suit. And maybe the deer from the Fusu Dreamweaver. It seems to be pretty popular, especially when we have comp themes like this. The item is Deer of Cliff for the appearance of the eternal light blue deer surrounded by colorful birds And cherry blossom trees. I love cherry blossom trees. And I think that would go good with, well, if you could use it, the deer and the cherry blossom tree at the same time, but they're both in the Dreamweaver, so you can't really do that. But I guess you could in Starry Corridor. There's also cherry blossoms growing from the antlers, so that's very, very cute, I think. So let's not forget the deer of Net Moon. That has been spotted in the top 20 in the beginning of voting, which if you have it, highly suggest using it, as it's a star suit that appeared in the 3rd season of Star Secret Events. And according to the Nikki's info, only 11% of users own it. So that's another fun fact. Other ways of styling could be from interpretation of deer, having Nikki style to appear to revive something precious, or feeling a harmonious vibe, being regarded with deep affection or cherished. That would be cute. Either way, y'all, this theme is refreshing, as we haven't had a theme like this in a while since season 1.5 to 1.8, which was Dear Fusu, celebrating the release of the Fusu Dreamweaver. So yeah, you guys, if you have any comments or any suggestions, drop them on the Love Nikki podcast page. Right now we just have Instagram, or send me a DM. That works too. So moving on, this is the Hot Lister rankings, but we're going to do it a little different. My Star Corridor editor, Nissa, shout out to her because she did an amazing job. She did, what was it called? The Coliseum. Love Nikki Coliseum has done an event. In the first season of the Coliseum, competed 52 hot listers, Starry Corridor creators against each other in 3 different rounds. To be one of the top 3, they had to fight as solo artists against each other, and for one of their groups to gain points for themselves and the group if they participated for one. In the first round, they had to choose a horror, pastel, landscaping, and architecture, and create with one of those themes and enter it. So after that, just 31 moved on into the second round, where the 8 judges gave them a special theme to create something new. The theme was creating a sport entry combined with the new pose trend of Starry Corridor. In the new pose trend are 2 pose suit parts taken and a new pose which didn't exist in the game. So then after that, 11 of them passed into the 3rd round. Just 11. I know there's so many amazing Starry Corridor artists. Oh my gosh, it's just... I know I've said it before, but I guess I lack imagination. I don't know, because I get in Starry Corridor and my mind just shuts down. I have Starry Corridor block. It just I'm where does this go? What do I do? I just can't. I can't think of anything. But then whenever I see other people's Starry Corridors, I'm like, oh, I could do that. But, you can't copy somebody, so I'm not going to do that. But, it would be neat if I had that imagination like they did. But anyway, so 11 of them passed into the 3rd round. And then they created a multi-parters which means an entry made of 2 parts based on gods and goddesses, myths. The competition has taken part on the Coliseum Discord server, like I said in the beginning of talking about this. And you can find all the winners and all the entries and everything about the Coliseum at ln.coliseum Instagram account. Oh my gosh, guys, they did. And the horror ones, I think the horror round was my favorite, because I saw them and they were just amazing. Some of them were a little scary too, but they were still great. So go check them out, guys. It's at ln.coliseum on Instagram. So moving on, we had our content editor Jazzy had posted made a post about the most hated Love Nikki character. And oh boy, you guys did amazing. You guys spit them out left and right, and had some pretty interesting things to say. So I'm going to read some of those. So my _LN_starry_corridor, that was a mouthful, said her most hated Love Nikki character is Momo. Because he calls Nikki's style trash after telling her what to wear, because it totally wasn't his fault. That little pesky rascal, I tell you. Yes, Momo is horrible. He makes me mad too. Like, I mean, you're the one that's telling us what to put on her, so how are you going to blame us or Nikki? Silly, silly, silly cat. So I had a couple say Momo. Let's see. One says Momo is the devil himself. That reminds me of the I guess it's the Momo with the black hood and the devil horns. I think actually that's the emote or emoji or whatever you call it that that Jazzy used for that post. Anyway, let's see. Okay, so we have Momo, definitely Reed. I don't really know that much about Reed. So I can't really go into that. Somebody else said Reed, and a lot of people were saying Nidhogg because, he killed Lunar. Which my personal most hated Love Nikki character is probably Nidhogg too. And then Selena Nastra .ln, she says, I dislike/hate Nidhogg. By the way, did you guys know his part-time job was to sell hot dogs? I did not know that. Thank you for that bit of trivia, Selena. That's pretty good. Could you imagine him in a hot dog uniform selling hot dogs? Not me. That's just too funny. Okay, so Lynn.loveNikki. Her most hated is Orlando. She says he has to be the most boring one, but Nidhogg also, because he killed Lunar. And then Bluebird89. I love Orlando because he's too cute, but I agree with you. He's not an outstanding character. And then somebody else said CC_Love Nikki Momo. Her most hated Love Nikki character is Momo. She says he's misleading information in the arena. Ugh, frustrates me so much. Yeah, he can be very frustrating. Let's see. Arwa_Love Nikki 2. Am I the only one who dislikes Yvette. I don't know, but for some reason, I just don't like her. Also, Nidhogg. Yes, he is daddy and hot, and and I always join his team in the Dawn Front battle, but I hated him when he killed Lunar. He's always daddy and hot, huh? That's funny. Okay. Oh, and then I have someone, Deka underscore Kasturi 2. Her most hated Love Nikki character is Mila because she thinks too highly of herself even after she loses each time to Nikki. Yeah, that is fire right there. That is so true. She thinks she's just it and doesn't give a care about anybody, but then Nikki always whoops her butt. How about that? Okay, let's see. Love Nikki underscore Zilver. Her most hated Love Nikki corridor. What am I thinking? Love Nikki character is Debbie. She says, because I just think she's so annoying, especially during the welfare event, like she just radiates brat energy. I totally get that. But I will say one thing about Debbie. I love it whenever we have some kind of event, any event, even if it's a hell event or whatever. And then after you get what you want to get, or whatever pieces you want to get from the suit, then you can give her stuff, and then she gives you diamonds. That's my favorite part about Debbie. And actually somebody else even said that. It was my underscore love Nikki underscore story underscore corridor. She says, oh my God, yes, I'm always like, leave me and my currency alone. But at the same time, I can't hate her that much. And she does give me free diamonds. So that is totally a big plus for me. So yeah, that's a good one. So anyway, let's see. Let me see. I'm going to read one more and then we're going to move on. Let me see. Okay, Bluebird89 again says, unpopular opinion. I don't like Kimmy. She's always portrayed as a demi-perfect character for everyone. What are your thoughts on that? I like Kimmy personally. I think she's pretty cool. But everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So, hey. All right, so moving on. Next is the current event, which is the Cloud Dancer. Okay? So, I am not too big on these where you have to pick the current styling theme, for example, the ceremonial garb. What kind of name is garb? Ceremonial garb. Of course, to me, that means something you would wear to a ceremony, right? Something fancy, something elegant. Of course, So that's what I always go for. Then there's climb high and gaze far. Okay, so another thing. How is Nikki going to climb high in some 5-inch heels? It's just crazy. But anyway, but sometimes there is one that is correct where she's actually wearing some flats or some tennis shoes. Next is Orchid Bath, which to me, that one always seems like I know I saw one where she was actually wearing a towel, but most of the time she's wearing stuff that looks like she's going to bed, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, so I am missing 2 items from that suit. And that is Flowers and Leaves, which is the hair, and then Rain from the Heaven, which is the makeup. My correct choices, I have 91, and my accuracy is 85%, which that's good, I guess. Most of the time I normally have like a 70%.